Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome to the Sear Peak Mindset. I'm your host, Sean Sear, and today we're answering the question, why do most people never change? Today we're going to be digging into something that could be uncomfortable if you actually take action on digging into it, but it's actually pretty freeing once you see it clearly. Most people don't change not because of laziness or sometimes even a lack of want or desire. They're actually fighting an identity that's out of date. You're fighting against yourself. It's like trying to run a new software program on a really old computer. It just can't stand up to the new speed of the software and all the demands that it has. So, in a nutshell, your brain isn't keeping you stuck because it hates you. This really isn't an emotional thing. It's actually trying to protect you from using or by using old rules that you just haven't updated. And sometimes those are some rules that you didn't even create. So if we go back in the day, the whole point of our lives as human beings was to survive. And our brains have been wired to avoid danger and conflict and stay with the certain and the comfortable. And that brings us a sense of calm and peace of mind. So, in today's world, what does that look like for you? It could be the routine of the job that we're in. We just know that we show up at a certain time, we do certain things for a certain amount of money, and then every couple of weeks or month, we get a certain type of paycheck, and we just sort of rely on these things as we're moving forward. And then sometimes there's that inkling of desire to go and do something new, to try something new. You think, oh man, I really wish I could get into doing this. And then there's that hesitation because it's a change and it means you're no longer going to be in that routine and continue to do those cycles that you're really comfortable with. So change starts when you admit to yourself that you're not fighting the future that you want, you're actually fighting who you used to be. There's a really good philosophy that when we're going through life, we're carrying a bunch of things. And in order to pick up something new, we've actually got to put something else down because we've only got so much capacity, right? In all the things that we can carry and all the things that we can do. In fact, I had a really good talk with my uncle about this, and it came down to having so many different balls in the air, trying to juggle them all. And the reality is, you can't really go after all of those fun things that you'd like to do and be really proficient or really good and excellent at them. So you've got to kind of focus on one or even just a few. It can't be a dozen. And that's something that I've struggled with in the past. And it kind of creeps in occasionally because as you get better at things, you think, oh, I can just keep adding more. And the reality is, you should really focus on getting great at that one. And when it becomes second nature to you, then start expanding and going forward from there. So here are some invisible locks or blocks that actually keep people stuck. The first one's the comfort loop. All right. We'll sort of determine that a familiar pain is a lot safer than an unfamiliar unknown that could be progressive. And we sort of default to that. We'd rather deal with the things that we know better than the devil you know than the one you don't, so to speak. The second block is the identity lock. You act like the person that you believe you are, even when that belief is outdated. As you go through life and have new experiences and deal with problems in new ways, you're actually becoming a different person. And you may act like or believe you should be acting like a certain way because that's how you used to identify. And if you were to take a few minutes and sit down and figure out that you are a little bit differently or different now, you could push that identity lock out of the way and start to move forward with that new person you're becoming. The third one is the emotional advance or avoidance loop. Um, Change demands some feelings that we really don't want to face. Some of it's just uncertainty because it's the unknown. And some of it is, what are other people going to think about this? Will certain people still be friendly toward me? Um, and in today's day and age, with social media and being out there so freely and publicly, sometimes we wonder, will people follow me or stop following me? Or what will they say in a comment or a post about that? And at the end of the day, none of that truly matters, does it? If you were to really think about that and put into perspective, it doesn't matter as long as you're doing the things that you want to do that make you happy and help you move forward. That's what you should be chasing after. And number four is the no system trap. This one is it's really pervasive because motivation without systems will actually collapse, and it collapses pretty quickly. So what you want to do is set up some systems, and um, motivation itself will actually come from taking action. And for myself, the no system trap, trying to push through the day with PTSD, with depression, with anxiety, and just kind of wing it has not really worked for me. So I've actually set up little systems and habits or routines for myself that help me move through different stages of the day. And then when I get those done, it's like a little win. And every win I have builds on the previous win. And it helps me move forward, and it helps me, uh, I guess, get better and feel better. And I can actually look back and say, yeah, look at all the things I've actually been accomplishing. I don't get mired down and stuck in the past. So my simple routine in the morning is to get up. I do a few basic stretches and some breathing. I go downstairs, have a glass of water. I do my exercises for 15 to 20 minutes on body weight stuff. And then it's up to the bathroom, shower, prep for the day. And then the routine carries on from there, whatever the different habits are for each stage. So that's just an example of the first one. Um, so a story I would like to share, I was going to share it about another individual, but I'll share this about myself. And I call this the rabbit hole of research trap. It's the I'm always planning, never doing stage of things. And you can sort of get caught up in that, and it's kind of comfortable. And it's comfortable for a couple of reasons. The first reason that I find for myself is the more you keep researching, the more information you can get, the more confidence you sort of build up in yourself, and the more sure of yourself you get about what it is that you might do in the future. The other reason that doing the research and all of the digging and knowledge gathering is if you don't take action, you haven't really failed. So research feels really safe. Action actually feels like exposure. Like that could be the moment where you go out to do it and you fall flat on your face. And then your brain starts asking, what are people going to say? What are people going to think? Hey, man, at the end of the day, at least you tried, right? So the hope is that you'll take the time to update your identity and shift from staying stuck to taking some steps towards moving forward. So a good phrase is, you could say, I'm somebody who experiments publicly. What does that mean? That means I'm willing to try things, and I'm not worried about failure, because failure is just data. It gives me some information that I can plug back into my system, and I can make improvements and do better the next time. And once you do that, everything will start to change. So that's it in a nutshell. The action step I'd like you to take from this video or from this podcast, if you're listening, is to write one sentence that describes the person you're becoming. Just one sentence. You can add to it as you go, but it's a sentence you're going to want to read each day. And once you've written it out, and after you read that, you need to start acting like that person now. Not, I will, it's like I'm going to change something. I'm going to create a new habit. I'm going to start a diet. I'm going to start something. And then we say, I'll start on Monday. And right now it's Tuesday. Well, you're giving yourself all this time to not take action. Just start immediately. Start being that person. So I'll share some examples with you that I've written down for myself that I find helpful. It's called your identity and standards declaration. So there's like 5 or 6 ideas here, but I am disciplined. I'll read the whole sentence. I'm a disciplined, emotionally sovereign leader who acts decisively, communicates powerfully, and creates value daily, whether I feel like it or not. So there's a lot going on there, right? So you don't need all of those words in one sentence. You could just say that I'm now more disciplined. Or you can say I'm emotionally sovereign, which means you are in control of your emotional states. You don't let the environment and other people dictate how you should be responding to things. You can say I'm a leader who acts decisively. You can say I communicate powerfully. I create value daily. I bring joy and energy into all of my interactions with people. So those are some of the different examples that you could have for your one sentence. Write that out. And if you'd like, share it with me in the comments, send me an email. I'll be checking those things. And if you'd like help breaking any of your old loops and building a mindset that actually helps you attain your goals or matches your goals and can set you up in moving forward, I'm offering a free consult where we'll take a look at what's holding you back and then build a really simple strategy you can start using right away, all for free. Just reach out. I'd be happy to support you out. So till then, Love you all. Keep moving forward.